Hey y'all.
Guys. Brittany over here make me laugh.
I'm sorry.
Cause she funny as hell. But we back. Episode 4 of the Cert Light. Hello.
Relate.
So you already know what you're here for. It's Akina and Britt.
On the spiritual tip.
Where we talk about spiritual
shit. Okay.
You better shut your mouth, but don't really. Okay. So today we are talking about.
What are we talking about today?
Karmic debt. So if that gets your ears like, what the fuck is that? I feel you. I get it. But first off, people don't believe that. So I believe karmic debt is like what you put out is what you get back, right? Some people don't believe in that, right? And that's fine. You probably getting karma, don't even realize it.
Right.
But
That's
karma is not only negative, because I think people think about karma and they're like, oh my God, it's negative. No. Karma could be positive or negative. So that's something that we really want to talk about today because like, people don't realize the title of this episode is Warning. That bitch Karma got hands.
Because she do.
So
that bitch got hands. So do.
So,
and she either punching you or throwing you some blessings.
And either it's a gut punch.
Yeah.
And humbles you. Because I know the karma has humbled me.
Yeah.
More than one time. I feel like I've had more bad karma than good karma. I feel like I'm doing good karma now.
Okay.
But in the latter part of the earlier parts.
Earlier, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, latter's like later. But in the earlier parts of my life, and I also feel like my karma goes deep into like my lineage. And it's funny because whenever I get readings, they say that. It
absolutely does. I mean, if you believe in stuff like that.
If you believe, for those
I'm sure
who
you do
not,
if you're watching this. So
that's what I'm thinking too. If
you're watching our content, I think that you do.
Or you got questions.
Yeah.
You know, you feel me? So, first, obviously, you know I believe in karma.
Yeah.
Do you believe in karma? Do you believe in karma?
That bitch got hands, okay? And yes, I do.
She do.
I absolutely do.
She do.
And yeah, I do believe in karma because karma's real. I don't care what nobody say. You can't change my mind on that. Karma is real.
What Kanye say? Call that bitch karma and hope to God she don't go grow breasts too soon. Oh, you have a daughter. That's what I call karma. You pray to God she don't grow breasts too soon. Yeah. It's all in different ways too. You know, like a good example, like what he said. A man-hole or like a man-whore don't respect no woman, and then the first child you get
is a daughter.
Is a daughter. That could be a form of karma.
Hope they respect her. Yeah.
Because now you gotta pay back all of that stuff. Now you gotta reshift you who you are, be a better person. So you set her up right for the right karma.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
What is your definition of karmic debt? I feel like we talk about this, but I'm still learning.
So, my definition of karmic debt?
Your personal definition. Y'all could look this up. We doing it from our experiences.
I guess what I always tell you and what I always expound on is I like to equate it to like a bank account, right?
Okay.
Right? It's kind of like a bank account. So, everything that you put in, right, you never want to take too much out and go negative, okay? Because you're going to be in the negatives for a while. So, I always try to deposit a positive karma into my bank account so I get money back.
Okay.
Right? Does that make sense?
Definitely makes sense.
Okay. So my definition is basically just being a good person. And that's how I keep my karmic debt. Try to be a good person. That's all.
I think I've always was a good person. I feel like we talked
I wasn't always a good person either.
Nah.
No, I wasn't. Absolutely
Do you
not.
feel like to your people or to like lovers? Because I feel like I just wasn't a good person in general.
Everyone.
Really?
To my family. To
really?
What?
I don't feel that off of you. No, I don't feel. I mean, I've known you, so I feel like
I'm telling you.
I feel like you would try.
I could have been a better daughter. I could have been a better sister.
Well, honestly, okay. So we're gonna Well, the daughter part.
Absolutely.
Because listen,
I know you give me graces. But even with my dad.
That's what I was gonna say. Your dad.
Even my dad. I could have been a better daughter. And I
was gonna say her dad because this girl
living my truth. I could have been a better person.
Growing up, you know what? I'll take that with my mom because I've been very hard on my mom. To this day, I feel like I'm really hard on my mom. You with your dad, mind you, coming from somebody who their dad's an asshole, I would look at you, right? And even some of my other friends who their dads are in their lives, I'd be like, you guys, can you be like, no, because you don't know. And it's like,
that was my line. You don't know.
But they're there. But they're there, and like you could see the like you. Let me tell you something. My father was a narcissist. my father was a narcissist, so being around my friends and seeing their dads be so in love with them. My dad was in love on a certain level.
Let me tell you something. Y'all ever seen Super Sweet 16 when we were younger? Like, if I was on that show, that would have been me. That would have been me. My dad would have given me
Papa
everything,
Greaves.
and I've been like, that's ugly. I don't want it.
Papa
That was
Greaves
me.
is A1 day one.
That was
Papa
me.
Greaves is my papa.
I love him.
My other best friend's dad is also my papa. Like, he threw me like a graduation party, and I'd still be like, so my friend's like, just be a little nicer. And it's because for me, my experience, I don't have that. So to me, it's like, just go a little softer on them, because there's a lot of people who just don't give a shit.
Yeah, and I've grown to learn that.
Yeah, look at you. You gotta look at the people around you too.
Yeah. So to answer your question, yes, family, friends, and relationships, everyone.
Friends, how do you feel like you could have showed up more, or do you feel like do you feel like you have karmic debt with that? Is it because you let some go by the wayside, or you just didn't nurture them?
So here's the thing, though. I feel like I don't do things to people unless I feel like it's being done to me.
Okay.
And so that still gives you karma.
Yeah.
Even if you feel like that's justified, karma is karma. It does not matter. Whether you think it's justified or not, it's still going to come around.
Definitely.
So that's why I said try to be a good person daily. Sometimes you got to show a bitch, like, you know, I can shake some shit up. Don't get it twisted. But you can still be a good person while doing it.
Oh, definitely.
But karma's still going to come around.
I'm actually learning that now. That I don't have, because I've always been a reactor. And one thing I feel like I get really annoyed with, because I am a fire sign people and I'm an Aries, they think that you always want to tussle. I don't want to fight with people. What happens to me is you poke the bear and then I blow the fuck up. But I've also learned that people want to poke the bear to see you react, so they could be like, see what I mean? So I've had to...
She crazy.
Yep. So I've had to scale back.
You ain't never changed.
And be careful with my karma, because what happens is, because you hurt me, I want to hurt you more.
Right.
And I want to hurt you.
10.
And I know for a fact that if you do something to me, I can hurt you way harder.
This is why I try to be a good person, because you know how you say people want to fight with you?
Yeah, definitely.
People don't know.
Or assume I want to fight.
People don't know my temperament.
Yeah.
I think that's why people want to fight with me.
Yeah.
So they don't know my temperament, and so when I get reactive,
they think you're not about that life, and they don't know that. Yeah.
Oh, she crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, times 10, and I will do that. But I know I'm a person who can annihilate your character without even saying anything. Facts.
Well, I'm gonna say it. That's what's gonna make you. I used to say this thing to people, like,
and that's why I try to be a good person.
I will send you to the psych ward.
Yeah.
And that's because I do mental judo.
I feel that. I'm so sorry. I feel that.
I will send you to the psych ward. So there's been a lot of instances where I know for a fact I got good karma because I could have reacted the old way.
Absolutely.
And I didn't. I said, you know what? I'm going to choose peace. You can have that. Because guess what? You're gonna feel you're gonna feel it.
You're gonna turn into material. That's
you know
all.
what I'm saying? Yeah, turn into material.
You're gonna turn into material,
and you're gonna feel it.
And
you're gonna feel it because every time you're gonna hear about me. I'm gonna be around, and you're gonna see that you didn't stop me. So I'm not.
What did you say? You're not gonna find me.
You're not gonna find me where you left me. Ever. Ever. So with that being said, I've learned definitely in the past year and a half. I really do think that the closest people to me have helped with that. Like the people that I love the most, like, you know, my siblings. I feel like I've really learned through them how to really talk to them or not talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I've learned how to choose the high road. And if I have nothing nice to say, just don't say it. And if you feel like you're not being heard, then just move on. It's still love. It's all love. It's all love. It's just that sometimes you want to make sure that people don't just put you in this one box. And for a long time, I feel like people I think still to this day, like I even told my mom like maybe a couple weeks ago, I said, you trying to put me in this narrative that I no longer fit. Absolutely. So I'm going to take this high road. Because the old me, that's why I feel like I created negative karma, was because the old me would be like, oh, you did what to me? Girl. Now I got to show you. Yeah.
I'm at a point in my life, y'all, listen, I said this last week. You can think whatever you want to think. If that helps you sleep at night, and that's the box you want to put me in, do you. You can do that if you want to. But at the end of the day, I know me. Yeah. And so whatever, like you said, whatever box you're trying to fit me in, it doesn't fit anymore. That narrative is working for you in your head, and that's fine.
Okay.
Then that's fine.
That's okay.
that doesn't change my truth.
It doesn't.
Or my life. So, yeah.
Or what you want people to believe about me.
Exactly.
Or that you want people to hate me. Because sometimes I feel like there's people who want me to hate me. And I'm like, why? That's so weird to me.
Exactly. Wow.
So weird. But anyway.
She's going to make me take my shoe off in this episode too. Lord.
Have you ever been in a situation where you knew it was some karma you had to pay back?
Yes.
Explain. I know the answer.
Yes, absolutely.
Distinctively. You have a time? Do you? I have a distinct time.
Of me?
No, for myself.
For you. Okay,
yeah.
I have a distinct time too. And this is not relationship or friend. This is relationship wise.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, and it kind of was like, oh shit, now the shoe's on the other foot. Like, this is how I made somebody feel. Like, that's
me too.
That wasn't nice.
Me too.
Yeah, I definitely have. Was it relationship wise or friendship?
Mine was definitely relationship wise.
Yeah.
Friendship, no, I feel like I have good karma with friendship.
Yeah, I don't.
But relationship wise, definitely. I feel like I dated people in my 20s, like early 20s, where I just didn't give a finnock about their feelings.
And she didn't.
And I was like, I didn't.
I can attest to
I was ruthless.
I used to be like, why you acting like that? She was like, I don't give a
I even Jennifer, me and Jennifer laugh about it to this day, because Jennifer would be like, you know,
she's
I
grown
just don't
so much
move like that. And I'm just like, girl, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
But I also had trauma, you know. I just was like, ain't no way I'm loved by somebody for 20 years, then go do some dumb shit to me. So to me, it was like everybody was expendable.
Yeah.
But I will say that once I got on my like journey in my 30s and I was like single for a while, I feel like I met me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would meet me from my early 20s.
Yes.
And I'd be like,
in multiple bodies.
Multiple people. And I would be like, is this how I was?
It's a mirror, right? Crazy.
It humbled me so much because I was confident in the fact that like I don't care. You miss one, next 15 one coming.
All right, I'm gonna change your thought pattern real quick. So even when I met good people, this is how my karma kind of changed too in relationships. When I met good people that were me years ago, and then I had the upper hand and treated them like the person who treated me crazy.
Yeah.
That played into my karma later on and gave me bad karma by meeting other people who were like that. So, yeah.
You gotta be careful who you play with too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because some people are God's children.
Woo!
You gotta be careful who you play with.
Say it again.
Because be careful who you play with, because they're God's children. I mean, we all children of God, but there's some people more heightened than others.
Just a little more touched.
And a little more connected.
Anointed. Just saying.
And you might meet them in that form, and then he said, oh, really?
Let me show you something. Watch this.
Watch this.
Okay.
So,
for real.
Mine was definitely relationship like. I also feel like I learned to like the differences with my like karmic love wise, because versus like a good love, a healthy love versus like obsessive love.
Yeah.
And like I said, I've always been like, she's a runner, she's a track star. So I feel like in my 20s, I was like always running. And then once I got to my 30s, it really like I would be in predicaments where I'm like, oh my God, like now I want to slow down. And they're running. Yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
Definitely. And I feel like I would talk to you in general, like, this is my karma for my fucking 20s. I know it is.
You did.
I know it's my karma for my early 20s. You know? So yeah, definitely.
Wow.
So you mentioned the banking and checking. Do you feel like we're also in debt sometimes or positive because of our ancestors?
Yeah. And that's why I think the spiritual work is so important. And that's why I think it's so important if you are on a spiritual journey to at least look into having an ancestor altar, because the work can be done there. You know what I'm saying? I remember not having my own place and wanting so badly to move out just because I wanted my own altar for that. It's so important because that's how you pay back your debt.
And I know they'd be happy.
They'd be so happy.
I know my mom.
Because some people don't know this. Even your ancestors now could still be in debt, and they can't do the things that you want them to do for you because of that. And that's why you need to pay it back for them.
Whenever I get spiritual readings, they talk about that. And it's very evident that, and I'll be very transparent once again, that my family has curses. Like, it's very evident. And that there's karmic debts that have to be paid back, right? So I feel like me and my sisters are a testament to like getting through that, because out of my mom's whole side, I feel like we're the most transparent and we're the most successful as a collective. Even my brother, I feel like we're the most, I think collectively we're the most successful. Not just money-wise, just being okay with who we are. And I feel like that has to do a lot with my karmic debt of my lineage.
You're just a happy person.
You know, because my just knowing my grandmother, she was a meek person. She was a I won't say meek, that's not the right word. She was a very quiet person. I knew she had fire, and I knew she had a little spice to her, but it only come out in very small increments and with the right people. But knowing my grandmother as a child, and then hearing about her in her post-mortem, hearing about what she did for her village and what she would do for her people back in Honduras, is like, how did she get to this quiet person that didn't really free herself and let, you marry and you kind of, those practices go out the window. Yeah. But this was a practicing woman. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And even before her, her mother, a practicing woman. I've even had readings when they're like, listen, you guys have curses with men because of some of the men that your ancestors have chosen. And they chose to basically put their all in one basket with these men. So now it's on me to break generational curses, which I feel like we are. And I know for a fact my ancestors had a lot of karmic debt, and I'm still working through it. Yes. Definitely. Absolutely. And honoring it. And
do I think that? Yes. Yeah. I also believe strongly that, so it's a little different with me, right? Because you have your sisters to lean on with the spirituality thing.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like in my family, I'm the black sheep when it comes to that.
Yeah.
My oldest brother, yeah, he getting there.
Yeah.
But
well, he's powerful.
Oh, they're all powerful. They just don't know the power. That's the problem. But I feel like they put you through things on purpose to experience karma, right? Because karma is kind of like a wheel. It's like a cycle. And you're forever going to experience it. So I feel like you're put through, like I said earlier, you're put through certain situations on purpose so that the generations after you don't have to experience them.
Exactly.
To clear your debt.
To clear it.
So the mistakes that I make in this lifetime, they don't have to make next lifetime.
I totally agree on that. I totally agree with that. You know what I'm saying? And, you could sometimes see the karmic debt. You can see it. Like, I know in my family, I know in my mom's side, I could see it.
I could see it too. Not with me.
Yeah, on my mom's side, like when I take myself out of it and I think about my lifetime, because I don't deal with them. Those cousins you see me with is like my second cousins from my give out side, but those are the ones that I feel are spiritually inclined. And they are connected. When you go to their houses, they are connected, right? Whereas I feel like my mom's immediate family are more stuck in 3D, whatever. But with that being said, I can see it. I can see the distinct lack of, I won't say spirituality, but just the lack of knowing that there's more to do, if that makes sense. And out of all this, there's about 3, 4 in each. My mom has 6 siblings. Out of all 7, only us 3 girls are doing the work that my grandmother used to do.
It's not a coincidence. It's not. I say this all the time. I mean, this is in the Bible, though. It's not. I'm not gonna take credit for the Lord's word, but people are called. Many people are called, but not everybody is chosen, and that is facts. That is facts. Some people are called to.
And we were my grandparents. We were my grandparents' favorite, just so you know.
To clear the debt, and it's work. It's hard work. It's not easy.
Yeah,
it's not easy.
It's definitely not. So, yeah. So, do you believe? Oh, so we talked about the lineage, right? How do you honor them? Or fix them?
The curses, or?
I do candles for the curses.
Wait, what do I fix? Say it again.
The karmic debt.
The karmic debt? How do I? Okay.
Whether it's for yourself or your lineage, how do you honor it or fix it?
I mean, I honor it by both. Both. I honor it by acknowledging it first.
Yeah.
Not walking around like everything's okay, nothing has happened. What are you talking about? Our family's fine. No.
Because there's sociology associated with that. Like, knowing karmic debt is also a form of sociology, right? Because like you just said, you're looking at everything around you, the people around you.
Like, this is not right at all.
Right.
Why do you all
you're
think this is okay?
You're looking at themes, different themes in people that are connected to you.
Here we go. Very transparent right now. I'm going to give you an experience I had.
Yeah.
And I think I told you this. So I remember I was at my parents' house one day, and my son did something. I don't know what he did, but it pissed my mom off.
Oh, I remember.
And the way that she handled the situation gave me like a flashback, like a traumatic flashback of my childhood and how she would reprimand us. And I interjected, and I went off on a tangent. I don't know, ancestor must have been speaking through me or something, because I was like, we're not going to do this again. We going to change this up.
That's honoring it.
It was crazy. Yeah. And so much to the point where I spoke my piece and it was heard, that my father came back maybe like a few hours later and was like, you're right. And went to go apologize to my son. Not that you have to apologize to a child for being for misbehaving, right?
Yeah, authoritative.
You know, you can do that, but remember that they're people too.
Yeah, I think we forget that.
They're little humans. They have feelings and thoughts just like us. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think that a lot of the curses that my family has taken on is, you're right and I'm wrong. Well, I'm right, you're wrong.
I could relate to that. Yeah.
I'm big and you're little, kind of thing. And so it just became like a toxic thing.
So yes, because with my mom, I feel like that is like a karmic thing that we've worked on, is that her answer to everything was, I would never talk to my parents like that. And I used to say, well, and I
you couldn't.
God rest their souls. And I'd be like, but maybe if you did, maybe you wouldn't have to put on a facade all the time that we're okay. Because I don't sometimes. I've told my mom, sometimes I can't deal with you because I'm not okay. Yeah. I think about everything that has been done to me, and I can't look at you the same. Like, I know, because I think about when I have my own, and they will never, or my nephew will always be protected by me. I will always have his back. You know what I'm saying? So to think that there was people in our lives that are my blood, and I didn't feel protected by, and they're extensions of you. Right. To me,
makes you side-eye it a little bit.
Side-eye.
Yes, I understand.
But at the same time, I know my mother's heart. Right. Her thing was karmic debt, right? Yes. Her thing was, I want to show my children different from my family. I want to show you that you still love no matter what. Right. But then this is where
the toxicity came in.
And this is where you learn from your children, right? Because then I said to her, I said, yeah, but at what expense? Yeah. What do you get out of it? Right. So my mom in her big age had to be like, oh my God, yes, you're right. Yeah. Yes. You know? And I'm telling her, like, we are more selfish in a sense.
We are, in a very good way.
In a good way, in a constructive way, because our parents just gave, and you're like, okay, the God said.
And now there's nothing left for you to give.
I know God said love vibration, yes, but he also said protect yourself.
Right, he didn't say be stupid about it.
Okay. So how do you attract good karma?
That's a good question. How do you attract good karma? So that was good. Yeah, that was good. I'm gonna give you your flowers for that one, because that's picking my brain. Okay, so it's funny because I feel like you already, for me, this is how I think. I feel like everything is already written for you.
Definitely, yeah.
This is my little
soliloquy
craziness. I feel like you're already in the spirit world, right? You're in the spirit world, and you sign a contract before you come down to the 3D world. Yes. That this is who I'm going to meet. These are the experiences I'm going to have. These are the interactions I'm going to go through, and situations I'm going to go through. Yeah. So I feel like it's written, so it's already set in stone. But energy changes, right? It's fluid.
Yes, it is.
So to attract it, like I said, I try to be a good person. Not a nice one. A good one.
Because I think that's a difference. I think people think because you say you're a good person, you're nice.
Yes, I have a moral compass. And I feel like I said, do unto others that you want done unto you. Yeah. Okay, what's it saying inside there? Good karma.
Oh, wow, yeah, it just said good karma her cup. Wow, look at that. Yeah. Yeah, I think attracting good karma, I think for me, like you said, it's written. Yeah. I think that I had to learn the script. I didn't know the script. I wasn't aligned with the script. I had to learn the script.
That was a word.
Of how to attract good karma, because my people around me are very strong, and no matter what, they put me on the right path. But then how much better would I be to be introspective and learn, right? So yeah, I know they're always protecting me, but I don't want to take advantage of that either.
Right.
So how I attract good karma is honoring my ancestors, honoring who I am, honoring the love vibration. I feel like you attract good karma when you are in a love vibration. Now, I say that because there was what is the book? Oh my God, I think I wanted you to read it. It's by Don Ruiz Miguel.
The Four Agreements.
Not only the Four Agreements, the one about love. Oh, the Mastery of Love.
The Mastery of Love, yes. Yes.
There's a couple lines in there that really stick with me, you know, and this is what really catapulted me. Jennifer told me to read it, and I think she wanted me to read it because I was going through like my transition. I was going through a spiritual awakening. She's like, I really feel like you should read this book. I also read All About Love, which is, I forgot what the author is. But in the Mastery of Love, they talk about, you know, what we are, domestication, and then our spiritual being, right?
Yeah.
And the spiritual vibration, it's even biblical, is that you walk in the vibration of love, which is also God. That whole God is love and love is God is real.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that on my drive here, because I always say when you feel happy and you feel loved in that moment, you know that God is present. That is so true.
It's true. I am also a person who grapples with sometimes feeling loved. And I'll say that because I've been the black sheep.
Yeah.
So I've always been okay with kind of being alone. But hearing people around me and just us, even as little as, do you need a pen? And you might be a stranger. To me, that's an example of love, and that is still evident.
Yeah.
And that's still real
too.
And
I've noticed that, but even if I do something like little, you're like, oh my God, really?
Yeah, because I feel like, you know, in my life, I've been shown a lack of love more than I ultimately just love you, you know? And that's okay. That's my journey.
Yeah.
But that's how I see a person. Yeah. I try to treat you guys with respect and love, and I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of people around me that love me.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I feel like the devil has tried to work against me by saying, oh, people don't care about you. But it hasn't been the right people.
Right.
And that means they're not meant for me.
Right.
But I have love. I experience love. Even the other day I told you I met this really woman, like this great woman, who was like, you should do this. And she gave me a contact. She gave me a contact. She gave me information to put me on a different path for my career.
Angels in disguise.
Angel in disguise. And that's the vibration of love.
Yeah,
she didn't have to do that.
She didn't.
She could have been like, oh, this little black girl don't know nothing. She knew.
There's crazy people who don't care.
She did not. She said, there's something I see in you. And she was a God-fearing woman. That's the crazy part. I didn't even know she was a God-fearing woman. So she was like, I said something about prayer. And she was like, I pray all the time. She was like, you know, because in verse, I forgot what verse she said. And I was like, I know that be God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And even my patient yesterday, she was a God-fearing woman. God-fearing. Brittany didn't have nothing. Didn't have nothing. It was hot. It wasn't the best house, but this woman was at peace. This woman was at peace. She was funny. She was funny as hell. And the whole world is calling her. You done with your treatment? You done? Concerned. And I'm like, that's love.
Yeah.
Because she's a good woman. You could tell she's a good woman, you know? Yeah. So that is how I attract good karma. I think about the vibration of love and just being a loving person. Now, if you feel like I'm not loving to you, that's because maybe I'm protecting myself and I'm revoking my access because I can't deplete myself. But ultimately, I move in the vibration of love. So that's how I attract good karma.
Move in the vibration
Sorry
of
to get
love.
watery on you guys.
Okay,
but
that's
it's
a good
real.
one. That's a spiritual tip for today.
Yeah.
Move in the vibration of love.
Yeah, and learning to recognize when people really care about you. You know, yesterday, Michael said something to me like, I'm trying to make your life easier, you know, and you're kind of still fighting me on it. And I'm like, you know what, that's love. Because you could be like, this is your problem. And you're not. I was stressed out. I was pissed off. And he was like, I'm just trying to make your life easier. So tell me how I can make your life easier.
Yeah.
That's love.
I've struggled in my life to let people in to do that very often.
Well, I think because when you're like the odd man out, you're just used to kind of just picking up and doing it yourself. And you build another layer. I'm ripping off layers of thick skin. So it's like, bear with me.
Right. She in therapy. Bear with me. I am honoring the karma. That's also going on the shirt.
Yeah. She in therapy. I'm honoring the karma. I'm honoring those that came before me. I'm honoring that toughness that you don't really need it to move in the world, you know? And
You can take it off.
Yes, I could take it off. People. And good karma for me is love vibration, and as well as helping those around me, because they might be going through what I'm going through too.
Okay.
When none of us are perfect. So yeah.
That was a good one, Kina.
Thanks.
That's good.
Thanks.
So how do you end up with negative karma?
By not being nice to people, by not being a good person to people. Nice. Yeah, don't be like.
Don't be an a-hole.
I also feel like how you treat people has a lot to do with your karma. You never know. You might meet God in different forms. You don't even know it. Yeah. It could be the guy at the bodega. That's why I'm a big on, like, I don't know if you saw that tweet the other day where, like, Aries don't like people getting bullied. I don't.
I saw that.
Don't bully nobody in front of me. I feel like that's wrong.
I seen it on Instagram, though.
Yeah, I feel like that's wrong. I feel like, you know, I am the voice of the people if I'm around you. Because some people are not good at speaking up for themselves, and that's my power. I could speak up and not give a fuck what you think. So I think you get negative karma by not treating people well. And by taking love for granted. By taking people who care about you for granted. That's how you get negative karma as well. Yeah. I feel like. Don't play with people. I'm very big on that.
Don't play in people's faces.
Don't play in people's faces. Be very integrity is important.
It is.
And God wants you to be transparent. You don't have to be perfect, but he likes integrity.
Yeah. It's the intention behind everything.
Yeah. And don't be manipulative.
Oh my God. That was gonna be my answer.
Really?
That was gonna be my answer.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, yeah.
Because, yeah.
Wow.
Not a good thing. Don't do that.
That's
you
evil.
End up losing your hair. Don't do that.
You didn't.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
No, seriously.
Is there any karma you think you're receiving now?
Good karma.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've been through a lot of cycles in my life, and I feel like I'm at peace. Right? So I'm reaping the reward of that.
Yeah.
So it's, yes.
Do you ever believe that you can't...
It's this specific time in my life, good karma.
Yeah. I feel like I have good karma, but sometimes I think it's hard. I think spiritual as I am, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm just like at this, I'm at peace like this, or that I can't believe that it could feel this good. Because I feel like most of my life it's been...
But it's so self-sabotaging to think that way.
Yeah.
Right? And we do that a lot.
The happiest I ever was before I was 11.
Really?
And I think often in my 30s right now, I go back to that time. So I feel like, wow, I didn't know I could find that again, you know? And I feel like you always have different themes going on during the week. But when I look at my home and I look at the people around me, and I had a friend that always used to say, you know, friends are family you choose. And I feel like I've always been lucky in the sense that I've had friends that extend to family, and that even my cousins extend to friends.
Yeah.
So, and to think, I don't even know what the life is with incorporating my mom's side of the family. Like, I don't even see it anymore. Like, that's not even like a thing to me, you know? So that's how I know to, like, right now I'm in good karma because I communicated with them. I was very personable. I was very articulate. Yeah. I was very eloquent, and it still fell on deaf ears. You were. I feel like I am now reaping the benefits of being a good person and communicating my feelings to people. I was not always a good communicator of my feelings.
There are just some people, though, that are just so dedicated to misunderstanding you. So you got to leave those people where they're at. You have to. That's just what that is. And I've also surrendered to being right. I don't care to be right. I just want to be heard. Yeah. So I feel like good karma comes with all of that. And also just knowing yourself, right? And God sees you working on yourself. He sees you taking the steps. He sees it.
So,
and that's all who needs to see it.
And that's who all needs to see that. And that's how you create that good energy karma. You know? So, yeah. Karmic debt.
That's a good one, too.
That was a good one. Karmic debt, you know, work on you. If you got some negative karma, you know, you be accountable. And go back to maybe why you're getting that.
I'm going to go back to the children thing. You said before 11. Do you know, here's some tea for y'all. Yeah. I can't remember. So I see so many things about like working on your spiritual side and like your dark side. And I can't remember what I really liked doing in my childhood.
You didn't like I thought you liked Barbies, but just tangent, guys, because a lot of people don't know that me and Brittany know each other since 2nd grade.
Yeah.
So I grew up with Brittany.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that, because I used to watch you as we were enjoying your house. I would watch Brittany not enjoy anything in the house. But you know what you did love? You did love your music.
I did.
You did
I still
love like graphic designing on your computer. You loved watching music videos.
Oh, I
you
did.
loved connecting with people. You were really good at connecting with people. You loved pictures.
Oh my God.
You loved taking pictures to the point where I used to be like, do not take pictures of me.
She's remembering from me.
Yeah, I mean, I observed you a lot because it's funny. You've been in my life so long, and I used to see like Brittany. To me,
Speak a word.
When you watch Disney, I used to think Brittany's house was like a Disney house. Like I would be like, oh my God, she comes from like a sitcom home. Aside from, because once we got older, I saw your mom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But as a kid, sorry guys, we're gonna close this up soon. But as a kid, I would go to Brittany's house, and I'd be like, if I could have a home, this is what it would look like.
That's funny.
She had the Barbie house. She had and mind you, we had video games, but I know like that was my dad, because my dad liked video games. She had the big backyard. She, anything she wanted. She had the freedom. Brittany was even like a person that had the freedom, but then be like, I'm not gonna go. I'd be like, I'm here. We can go. Let's go. I don't have freedom, but I only have freedom when I come to your house. So whatever your parents say in that window, I can do it with you. But a lot of my happiness is happiness that I made in the home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's because I had those. One thing my parents were really good with was giving us things and instruments, and those are things that maybe unlock other things. You know. But for you, your parents nurtured like you being a girl. I feel like you being a girl was so nurtured, and you were just like not with the shits.
I wasn't. Wow, that is a good. Wow.
You weren't. I think about it as you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, you were not with the shits. You didn't care. I'll be like, yo, you got new Barbies, girl.
And I think that's who I am at the core, though.
You don't care about the shit.
I don't care about that shit.
You don't care about none of this shit. Yeah, makes sense. Just want to be comfortable. You were comfortable in your den. That's what made you happy. Your den.
Not that I just.
Your den made you happy. Your den was like, go away, guys.
No, I think it's the peace for me.
It was the peace, but your den had a lot of peace.
Yeah.
Your den was your spot.
I don't want to be comfortable. I want to be peaceful.
Yeah, that was your spot, though.
Yes.
We'd be like, girl, the toys are... You're like, I'm going to be downstairs. Let me know when you guys ready. And like, all right, 555 deal, Degrassi, and computer.
Wow. It's always nice to get other people's perspective of you.
I've been around for a long time.
You have. A very long time.
Long time.
Very, very long.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So me, but before 11, that's because I think about all the instruments. I played clarinet, I played violin, I played bass clarinet, I played piano, I did chorus, I had a karaoke machine. So mine was always in the arts.
My dad nurtured that part of me, though. The third part, because I did cello, I did flute and clarinet. And even the sports
musical.
part. He is. And even sports, too. I think that was my escape, though.
Yeah.
Because I had all the Barbies, but I wanted to play sports, and I played soccer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and I played sports too. I forgot about that. Softball.
You played softball, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's an interesting outlook.
So that's that, Karmic debt. Good and bad. Sometimes from your lineage, sometimes from now, sometimes both.
Yeah.
Just be a good person.
Be a good person.
Don't be an asshole. Don't be a bitch. Asshole. I mean, it's okay to be a little bitchy sometimes, but you know what I mean. Be a good person.
Be a good person.
God is love. I'm gonna get that tattoo. God is love, and love is God.
We're gonna take a bubble bath now.
On that note, peace to the out.
That's a Keenan Britt on the spiritual tip, where we talked about some spiritual shit.